Good morning, Nick and Catherine.
Good morning.
Ruby, you are unusually cheerful this morning.
I mean, I'm usually cheerful, but okay.
Uh,
Well, yes, I am cheerful because I have discovered something over the weekend and I'm just really, really excited to bring it to your and our listeners' attention.
Oh no.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Drumroll, please.
No.
From the girl who introduced Borgs to the foretop, I am excited to introduce these two words, well, really one word, gator wine.
That sounds like two words, but okay. Gator wine.
A portmanteau.
Yes, you heard that right. Gator wine, which is, of course, Gatorade, the blue kind, mixed with a red wine of your choice, was made popular by Babish of Binging with Babish in an episode where he ranked his viewers' strangest recipes, and it's since gone viral on TikTok.
Okay, I love that they call blue a flavor. But anyway, I am excited about this because, Babish was a guest on episode 79 of The Four Top. So, folks, check that one out if you haven't already. We were joined by Nikita Richardson, who's a food editor at the New York Times, and the historical fiction author Crystal King. I absolutely love her novels about food in previous centuries. But yeah, we were joined by the very smart, very funny YouTube and TikTok chef Andrew Ray, who's also known as Binging with Babish. But I don't know. I had a lot of respect for him. And now you're telling me he's mixing blue Gatorade with red wine.
Well, Catherine, some of the world's greatest chefs really push boundaries, and I think that's how we should look at this.
The more that I think about gator wine, the more I'm into it. We've talked about Tinto de Verano on our chilled red wine episode, and this kind of feels like it's in the same genre, like kind of citrusy mixed with the red wine. And anyway, my challenge for you guys this week is to record yourselves trying the infamous gator wine, and Nick will do whatever his, producer magic is and add those reactions here.
All right, let's give it a try.
Okay, so this is equal parts blue Gatorade and chilled red wine. So I'm gonna give it a try and see if it lives up to the hype. Okay, it's actually not bad. It tastes like a wine cooler. Yeah, I would drink this. I approve. I'm curious to see what Nick and Catherine think, and cheers.
I'm getting some plum, some gooseberry, some tobacco, chewing tobacco, or wait, no. Coffee's in 6 milligram. So let's give it a taste. Not bad. Not good either, but not bad.
All right, here we have the gator wine. It's actually pretty good.
It gets worse as it warms up. It's actually much less enjoyable than the first sip was. I think I'm going to stop drinking it now.
Prehistoric pips point to possible birthplace of grapes. You can now walk from St. Helena to Calistoga. An unrealized real estate empire implodes, and cocoons are for caterpillars and Cabernet. That was the tongue-twisting, tongue-tying intro to the 4 wine news stories we are following this week on your favorite wine news podcast, The Four Top. I am your host, Catherine Cole, here with Nick Toole and Ruby Welkovich.
You guys want to start light this week? Maybe an news boosh?
Oh, absolutely. You won me over with that pun.
I don't think you got me with that, but we do have a nice light story here. Remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the Italian mayor who started walking to work off the wine calories? Well, winos in Napa Valley can now do some walking of their own.
They sure can. Last week, a new section of the planned 47-mile Napa Valley Vine Trail opened and extends 8.2 miles from St. Helena to Calistoga. This is great news in a wine region known for its traffic jams.
Yes, this is the largest section to date and adds to 15 miles of trails around Napa. So you can now take a lengthy jaunt past Charles Krug, Freemark Abbey, and Castello de Amorosa. This is in addition to the completed sections of the Napa Valley Vine Trail, which already serves 400,000 people per year. That's a lot of steps.
Yeah, I love this. This is so great. I think many of the world's great wine regions have biking and hiking trails, and it really enhances the experience as a visitor. I recently rode an e bike all around the Austrian wine regions on the Danube River, and it was fantastic. It was just so quiet, so idyllic, just cycling through the vines. I just love this.
Yes, but Catherine, who are we kidding? This is the Napa Valley. So you know there will be trailside tastings, bikes with wine bottle holders, pedicabs shilling samples.
At least one of those things is bound to crop up because this is America, after all, land of gator wine.
Yeah. Well, while Napa was busy building that lovely trail, Sonoma was doing a real estate Ponzi scheme because, like Nick said, this is America.
Yes, I'm intrigued by this Wall Street Journal headline about the rise and fall of a mysterious real estate empire in California wine country, complete with conspiracy theories and Ozark style drama. I'm so into this.
Yeah, apparently a couple of real estate investors named Kenneth Matson and Timothy Lefevre amassed more than 100 properties in and around the town of Sonoma in recent years, building upon a real estate empire that eventually reached $400 million in value.
Yeah, Matson and Lefevre owned a lot of really iconic Sonoma properties, which they allowed to go into disrepair. For example, the old Ravenswood winery, which is now abandoned and overgrown, and the Cornerstone Sonoma Marketplace, which was supposed to be this like lovely meeting place, marketplace, test kitchen, and event venue. It's now apparently a shell of its former self, according to the San Francisco Chronicle.
Wow. It sounds like these guys are really pulling a Bernie Madoff. They're just using the new investors' money to pay dividends to previously existing investors.
Yep, they were apparently also taking out high interest hard money loans and seller carryback loans with large balloon payments. And according to one comment I read, they may have allowed their properties to deteriorate because they weren't actually looking for their assets to appreciate. Their plan was to acquire properties and then immediately resell them to themselves at a fraction of the original price, generating a tax loss representing nearly the entire original purchase price. Whoa.
Jeez. So they were really good at dodging taxes and taking people's money and really bad at managing properties. And
Mhm.
now, apparently, one of the partners is accusing the other of outright stealing $75 million dollars from the business. Nice.
Oh, this is just lovely. So it should come as no surprise that Matson and Lefevre are now the subjects of a class action suit, according to the Santa Rosa Press Democrat. And the list of beloved Sonoma businesses that have been affected by this reckless behavior goes on and on. And it includes the Depot Hotel, Sonoma Cheese Factory, and more.
This is all really sad for the small businesses affected and for Matson and Lefevre's investors, who were more than 100 individuals and were, according to the class action suit, completely duped.
Yeah, there was a piece in the Chronicle back in July that profiled a couple of the investors. They were just this retired couple who lost all of their savings to Matson and Lefevre. And it just, I hope that they can recoup that. It's just incredibly tragic for these individuals. But I guess if there is kind of a hero in this story, it's this grassroots group in Sonoma that rose up out of this and drew attention to these two crooks.
Yes, I love the hippie energy from this group that calls itself Wake Up Sonoma. Apparently, it's a band of local Sonoma citizens who formed to start looking into why all of these properties were falling into disrepair. They did a little digging and found some disturbing right wing messaging.
Now, there's no proof that their theory was correct, and they may have been misguided, especially when they encouraged the community to boycott businesses owned by Matson and Lefevre. But they claim that, to quote the Wall Street Journal article, the real estate spree was part of a covert plan to infiltrate the liberal area with Christian nationalists.
Oh, okay then. Well, hey, you know what? We don't judge here at the Foretop, but we do love to read about a fierce little group of wine country corruption fighters. So, hey, I'm curious to see what these guys do next.
Stop the news! I want to tell you about the hottest bod in podcasting. And by that I mean BOD, or Business of Drinks, which is one of our favorite wine podcasts, or just podcasts in general.
That's right. My amazing colleague, Erica Ducey, is the brain behind Business of Drinks, a podcast dedicated to helping drinks businesses grow and thrive. This summer, Scott Rosenbaum has joined Erica as co-host, and together they take a data-driven approach to analyzing the products and categories that get customers and consumers excited.
It doesn't matter whether you're into wine, beer, or spirits, or even non alcoholic drinks. Business of
Mhm.
Drinks has you covered. They look at case studies, interview industry experts and visionary newcomers, and focus on identifying new business opportunities as they emerge.
If you want to grow your wine, or beer, or spirits for that matter business, then listen to Business of Drinks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Cheers.
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 I'm going to say something controversial, guys. I'm glad the dinosaurs died.
Oh my God.
Whoa, that's harsh.
Yeah, I stand by it.
Okay. Any reason why, or are you just not a huge reptile fan?
Well, a report in the journal Nature Plants that I found via Carly Casella of Science Alert suggests that grapevines began to flourish in the Western Hemisphere only after dinosaurs went extinct and were no longer impacting the forests of prehistoric South America.
So you're saying that if dinosaurs were alive today, we wouldn't have wine?
All I'm saying is that Jurassic Park overlooked one key consequence of bringing back dinosaurs.
Okay. This is a pretty interesting story. So, yeah, let's get into it, Nick. Back in 2022, the fossil of a prehistoric grapeseed was found in Colombia, and it's believed to be about 60 million years old.
Dinosaurs were wiped out about 66 million years ago, and as Nick noted, the paleobotanists who discovered this prehistoric pip, or grapeseed, believed that this pip was only able to stick around and become a fossil because there were no longer dinosaurs around impacting its environment.
At 60 million years old, this little guy is the oldest record of a grape in the Western Hemisphere. And about a decade ago, fossilized grape seeds were found in India that were almost 10 million years older than those that had been found in North America or Europe. So the conversation around the long history of grapevines is slowly shifting south with that discovery and this recent one in Colombia.
Oh, I love this. The more I learn about history and wine and archaeology, the more fascinating it all becomes. Guys, I already really liked cocoons. Great things come out of cocoons like butterflies and aliens. So I was excited to read that there is a new breed of wine glasses out there. And I feel like I've been seeing these around, but I didn't know what they were called. They're called cocoon wine glasses.
Wait, back up. Aliens are great? Well, I think it might be a little too soon to tell. But yes, cocoon wine glasses seem pretty sweet. The newest example of these glasses comes from Stolzel Lausitz, the German glassware brand. The glasses look sort of like monarch butterfly cocoons. They're wide at the bottom and then they taper quickly, sort of like an hourglass, and then widen out again slightly before tapering slowly to the top to trap the aromatics.
This cocoon shape is designed to help aerate the wine more than a traditional wine glass, which softens up big wines and releases delicious aromatics.
Okay, guys, this all sounds just lovely, but I want to point out that Wine Enthusiast ran a piece on these glasses a couple weeks ago that made them sound a lot more kind of hardcore than what you're describing. The CEO of Stolzel, the German glassware maker, is quoted calling the bottom of the glass the quote power box.
Oh, the unique kink in the design disrupts the traditional swirling motion of wine, causing it to clash against the steeper angle in the power box, opening up the wine.
So yeah, okay. Now it kind of sounds like we're doing a commercial for Stolzel. So it's important to note that other producers have similar glasses designed for the same purpose with similar shapes. The brand Josephina Hütte debuted a similar ridged glass back in 2019.
If I were to buy one of the two, I'd probably do the Stolzel glass. It comes out to roughly $12.50 a glass instead of $99 for the Josephina Hütte glass.
Hey, well, that wraps up our news for the week. But before we move on, folks, a quick moment of remembrance for a couple of wine industry people who made a real impact in our world. In Brooklyn, in Ruby's neck of the woods, Justin Chierno, one of the original owners of the Four Horsemen, an influential wine bar co-owned by James Murphy of LCD Sound System, died suddenly last week. Chierno was a real champion for natural wine. And here in the Pacific Northwest, I am belated in memorializing Ned Lumpkin, who owned Lazy River Wines and built the groundbreaking Carlton Winemakers Studio here in the Willamette Valley.
All right, it's time for this week's question of the week. We're always interested in what our listeners have to say. So last week we asked, are you concerned about glyphosate crossing the blood-brain barrier?
Yeah, for context, we reported last week on concerns from doctors in Canada that glyphosate could be behind some mysterious neurological issues cropping up in New Brunswick.
Yeah, the science, public opinion, and legal understandings of glyphosate, which is also sold under the brand name Roundup, are kind of all over the place, but people are definitely concerned.
Yeah, when we posted our question about this, Bordeaux Bro commented, definitely worried about glyphosate's presence in vineyards, but some organizations like Napa Green in the US and Demeter abroad are doing amazing work to leave Roundup in the past, which will lead to healthier people, healthier vibes, and better quality wines.
At Niederlander Lycap kept it simple and just said, yes. Short, sweet, and to the point.
That's right. And just to repeat the question in case folks forgot, it was, are you concerned about glyphosate crossing the blood-brain barrier? At official JB commented, of course, everyone should be.
Lastly, Wolves and People Farmhouse Brewery reached out on Facebook to say, yes, we are.
Thank you all for your input and look for our next question on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Maybe we'll ask Cocoon Parka, Cocoon the film, Cocoon the wine glass, or just a plain old butterfly cocoon.
I just like saying the word cocoon.
I want to go back to when you said that aliens come from cocoons.
Yeah. Well, it's time for our dessert course. Ruby, do you have a little bit of dessert to share with us this week?
I do. I tried a really cool spirit last week from the company Matchbook Distilling. They make an incredible blueberry amaro.
Ooh, sounds tasty.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of breaking the rules to make a blueberry amaro, but I am intrigued.
I think that that's kind of their brand. They create these really cool, unique spirits in small batches. And it seems like a lot of the things they do are like a little bit rule breaker-y, which I like a lot. And yeah, I made myself an Amaro spritz and it was delicious. It's made from New Jersey blueberries and there's a syrup house made with cornflakes, Kellogg's cornflakes, and whole Madagascar vanilla beans. And yeah, it was delicious. So I wanted to recommend it. That is, if you can get your hands on it, because I'm pretty sure it's sold out already.
Oh, all the good things are. Damn it.
Yep.
Well, this has been the Four Top Podcast. I am our executive producer, Catherine Cole.
I'm our producer, Nick Toole.
I'm media and design manager Ruby Welkovich.
Keelan King is the composer and performer of our theme music. And please visit our website, thefourtop.org, to learn more about us and listen to back episodes.
If you have not already subscribed to The Four Top on iTunes or Spotify, please do so, and please leave us a rating.
Hey y'all, this is important. Every rating feeds the algorithm and helps new listeners find the Four Top.
From the bowl of a $99 Josephinen Hütte Cocoon glass, this is Catherine signing out.
From Portland, Maine, where Gator wine is the official city drink, this is Nick signing off.
And from my kitchen in Brooklyn, where I'm thinking up the next trendy thing to mix with chilled red wine, this is Ruby signing out. Stay safe out there, and thanks for listening.
Hell yeah.